what the Array Digital Founders Club means to Jamal's official start date. What's happening? It's Erik J. Olson coming at you, recorded from Melbourne Beach, Florida. I am here visiting my parents for a couple of days, and kind of reminded me of something that Kevin and I recently decided to do, which was we created this initiative, or this, how do you even categorize? I don't even know, a thing. It's called the Founders Club. And what the Founders Club is once a year, we are going to select a few employees from Array Digital, and we are going to take them on an all expenses paid trip to go do something cool. And so it'll be an annual thing, and in order to get into the Founders Club, we have some different criteria. If you are a salesperson, then you need to have hit at least 105% of your annual sales quota. So right now, the quota for all salespeople is $5,000 of new monthly recurring revenue every single month. So if you have hit that at 105% on average, then you are part of the Founders Club for that year. If you are not a salesperson, then it's based on your amount of time at Array Digital. So if you have been with the company for 5 years, then during the year, so like as an example, we just started this by looking at people in 2020. So if you had your 5-year anniversary in 2020, which several people did, then you're in the Founders Club. And then it's every 2 years thereafter. So the reward for non-salespeople, to get into the Founders Club is more based on tenure and how long they've been with the company. But it's a good way for us to recognize people that have really done, a little bit more than maybe even we expected, or have been with us for a long time. And if they've been with us for a long time, then that means they're doing something right, because we are very picky about the people that work here. And if it's clear that someone's not a fit, they're not going to last 5 years, that's for sure. So we created the concept of the Founders Club, and the first time that people got in was in December of 2020. We actually announced it at our company party in December. And either the spring or the summer, and really kind of depending on what's happening with the coronavirus, probably, we will go on probably a 3-day trip and go do something cool, maybe like deep sea fishing or something like that. Well, in early January, Jamal announced at the huddle, and by the way, Jamal was one of the people that we said was getting into the Founders Club for 2020 because he celebrated his 5-year anniversary, so we thought, in 2020. But then in early January 2021, Jamal said, no, today's my 5-year anniversary. And I kind of scratched my head and I was like, well, wait a second. Why did we think that he got in to the Founders Club and had his 5-year anniversary in 2020 if it's actually officially 2021, even though it's near the cutoff? And there was confusion within the company, and really it's confusion that I created. And at some point, we had a debate about when someone's official start date should be. As ridiculous of a debate as you may think that is, it's actually debatable, because Jamal started as an intern, and he was an intern for us for about 6 months, and then he became a full-time employee in early January of 2015. So it begs the question, well, when was his start date? And for some people at Array Digital, like Brianna in particular, she was in the same situation, intern turned full-time employee. For her, we said her start date was when she became an intern. But for Jamal, when we last evaluated his start date, I said it should be when the employee becomes a full-time employee. And so really I created a discrepancy at the, for each employee. I did not apply, these rules consistently, which, it happens. Like, it's just difficult sometimes to keep track of all these decisions you make over time and be consistent. But once I realized that I had been inconsistent with Jamal, and I confirmed with Katya that, I was the one that created this inconsistency, I realized we had to change it. So we are going to officially change Jamal's start date to be consistent with when he became an intern, not a full-time employee. So he's going to get credit for time served. And yeah, so now he's been with us for 5.5 years. And is it important to do that now? I don't know, maybe not. But I certainly want to make sure that it's very clear that it's known when people's start date is going forward. It'll always be when they first start working for us, regardless of how they start working for us, whether it's an intern or an employee. Not as a contractor, that doesn't apply. And it has to actually be an employment scenario. And then everything for the Founders Club is going to be based on that. It's going to be based on that actual start date. So look, sometimes you have to reevaluate decisions in the future that you made in the past. It happens. It's okay. I think the important thing is to acknowledge that things change, and some decisions you made in the past, upon reevaluation, maybe don't make a lot of sense. So anyways, congratulations to Jamal, Katia, Jason, and Glenn for making it into the inaugural class of the Founders Club. How much more successful would you be if you could harness the experience of a group of successful business owners? If you could learn from their successes and avoid mistakes they've made in the past? Array Mentors provides the framework and the guidance to help you find your way, get you on the right path, and accelerate your journey to more money and more success. Check out the details at arraymentors.com.